It's the sixth season sweep of Montana State in your 10 years here. Another win in the Big Sky Conference standings. Kind of your first thoughts on the win?
Fun. They're always fun when the crowd comes with high energy. It was an emotional win for us. We talked about being emotionally engaged, but also be stable at the same time because we knew there would be some lulls in the game. I thought this is probably as well as we've played in this matchup in a long time, if not in all of our games, in terms of getting off to a good start and then sustaining it for 40 minutes. I thought the guys were locked in. One of the things we talked about on Monday was what we call a hustle chart. And, you know, if we don't allow our opponent to play harder than us, we'll win way more games than we won't. And I think tonight was an example of what we can be when we're locked in on performing in terms of the hustle areas. And I think there's no question we won the hustle chart. When you have two guys with double-doubles in the same night, it says a lot about how you're playing defense, but also some of our second, third opportunities on the offensive side of the ball is what spread it out for us. And, you know, this guy over here to my left, Aanen Moody, has a tendency to catch fire when the ball goes in the basket once or twice, and obviously tonight was one of those nights. But, you know, we challenge guys like Dischon and Lou to set the tone. When they go get offensive rebounds, when they get loose balls, when they block shots, when they dive on the floor for loose balls, the team follows with that energy, and I thought the big fellas did that tonight, including Dischon. And then he was challenged defensively a lot with a lot of switching, and to have his length and size, be able to stay in front of the guards and not allow them to score over the top or get around him, really set the tone for us defensively. So it was a team effort tonight.
Aanen, Josh hit that three with like 12 minutes to go, and they had to call a timeout. You went over by the student section for a minute. Is that just you soaking in your last cankers at home?
Yeah, a little bit of that, and just, you know, trying to keep the crowd engaged. You know, we had a great six-man in terms of the people that showed out and gave energy. So my intention was to just keep that going in the last 12 minutes of the game, and they did.
And just playing in this rivalry one last time, what was it like for you?
It was amazing. You know, just the outcome of it. You know, getting a win. The way that we did it too, we had a long week of practice, and we had a lot of, you know, intentions that we wanted to set for this game, and we achieved our goals. You know, not just on the scoreboard, but in terms of the hustle chart that Coach was referring to.
Travis, all your seniors played really well in this game. So, what can you say about them?
Love them. You know, I think what I love most about these guys is they allow me to challenge them. They allow me to coach them. They allow me to raise the bar and have high expectations for their performance every day. And they've been challenged as much as probably their entire career this week, and they responded. And that's what makes this fun for me individually. And hopefully it's just fun for them too when they come together and play the way they played tonight.
Moody, how would you describe the atmosphere as you guys are closing that first half on a big run, and then how much are you feeding off of that to start the second half on another run?
I would describe it as the best in the country. You know, you can't beat that. You know, not only was the amount of people surprising, but the way that everybody showed up and had a voice and played a part in the win, it was amazing.
Coach, in the first 10 minutes of the second half, all of your points came from the three-point line or free throw line. How does that come about? Was that strategic, or was that just the way the game flowed today?
Some of it was the way the game flowed. Some of it came from offensive rebounds. And when you have Dischon and Lou crashing offensive glass the way they did and throwing it back out, that's a hard shot to keep someone from getting because everyone's in the paint rebounding. So some of it came from that, some of it out of transition. So there were some shots that were designed, set plays or in transition, something that we looked for, but a lot of it was just from scratch.
Dischon, I can tell you about your matchup. You dominated it pretty well both sides tonight. So tell me about the preparation coming into this week.
We knew they were a good team. We knew they was going to come in and be ready for us. So just like Coach mentioned, just hustle, just going out there and just playing hard and see what happens. And I think we did a good job of that today.
Trevor, when he protects the rim like he did in this game, how big is that for you guys defensively?
I say it all the time, it sets the tone. When he makes those types of plays, it energizes his teammates. When you have a leader that's going to make the hustle plays, the block shots, the contest, the offensive rebounds, the loose balls, then everyone feels that they're obligated to do it as well. And so that's why the game went the way it went.
when it comes to matching up with Robert Ford, what'd you guys do particularly well there?
You know me, I don't like to give up scouting reports.
How important do you think it was just slowing him down?
It was huge, you know, and look, he had 30 and we still won, but I didn't want to feel like we had to score 80 to win. And we wanted to keep them in this, 50s, 60s if we could. He's explosive in the ball screens. He's explosive in the dribble handoffs if you give him room. And we just wanted to stay attached all night long. And we wanted to take a couple strengths away from him and see if he could play to some things that he hadn't shown on film that he plays to, and he wasn't aggressive in those areas.
What are going to be the keys for you guys to carry this momentum into the final few games of the regular season into the conference tournament?
Just keep playing hard. Just keep playing hard. Keep playing for one another. It's hard because there's a lot of explosive offenses in our conference, and defensively, it's very difficult to help when you know the guy you're leaving is a really good scorer. And so you have to trust that your teammate's going to do the same thing for you while you're helping someone else. We call it help the helper. And we did that at a high level tonight. And if we continue to have the same trust and the same energy, we'll be fine down the stretch.
Moody, tonight early on, the Bobcats were very physical and, celebrating, with their, after they would knock down a shot. And pretty soon you responded by blowing a kiss to the crowd after a made bucket. Were you feeding off of their energy a little bit and kind of giving them a taste of their own medicine with that, or just keeping, the Moody style?
Yeah,
going?
we had the numbers tonight, so I just wanted to shut it down. And when you get the crowd involved like that, it's hard, a team playing on the road, to be able to, come together and fight through the adversity of not only the other team making shots, but the crowd getting into it. So that was my intention.
Awesome. And then in the first half, you had a layup where you went deep in your bag, kind of flipped it over your head there, and that was your 1,500th career point. Congratulations, by the way. What's it like getting to go in the huddle and celebrate that thanks to a timeout?
I didn't even know until halftime. A couple guys congratulated me, but that wasn't the goal, of this game. It was just a nice little cherry on top.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Enjoy the rest of your weekend.